Well, welcome back to Swords of Theringia. We have Rod playing Yalu, the musician, seeking contact with an ancient instrument of the old ones, and John playing Hamze, the displaced king of beggars in the city of Shadrazar. And so at this point, you guys have returned from your delving underground. Yalu has the instrument, and he has evaded Attis, his rival, and a number of thugs who were trying to take the instrument away, and locked himself in his room in his master's house for the morning. And Hamze is finding what? Where would you be? A safe house to rest?
Yeah, one of my safe houses. Probably like one of these, just like a tiny. Imagine as like a tiny room, like hidden in some otherwise like building that's otherwise used for something completely different that like I have access to, but like no one else who lives in the building even like knows the room exists.
Okay.
Like,
What is the nature of the part of town it's in?
I think this, maybe like in like an area where there's lots of merchants warehousing or
Near the
you know
bazaar or warehousing, you
yeah,
say?
yeah,
Okay. So would it be near the water?
yeah,
That's
that
where a
sounds
lot of
good.
the warehousing would be.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, this is just for atmosphere. We have our city of Shadrazar with the Emir's palace over here.
Mhm.
Um, you had met on your adventure the Emir Zahir and
Mm, yeah.
helped him put to rest the revenant of his father's murderer.
Yes.
And so, as I didn't actually make a point of this, but as the culture works, you guys could call on him for a favor
I was
if it
just
should.
thinking about that before you
Yeah.
even mentioned it.
Okay.
I think his favorite was letting me go because I did reveal myself as
I
the
do
beggar
remember
king.
that. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I already used that.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that. All right. So Yalu, you wake up sometime around noon or thereafter. What are you going to do?
I'm going to sort of wrap the instrument up in my cloak or whatever in a bundle and sort of head to the emir's palace and ask for an audience.
Okay.
Mm.
So here's your old instrument, which again looks decrepit but has a surprising robustness about it.
Okay.
And you're off to the Emir's palace. Okay. So we go into the streets.
Yep. I'll try to stay to heavily populated areas.
Okay. Well, as you step out the front, or as you approach the front door of the House of Al Zaim, which is where you live,
Mhm.
um, the doorman opens the door for you, and I need you to make a will roll.
I have an 8, 2 8s actually. I have 2 8s and 3 3s. So if
Okay.
you out me anything, then that's good.
Well, you're stepping out, and you get this tingle at the back of your neck, and you notice amongst the passersby there is a figure lurking in the shadows across the street.
Okay. Well, I will continue to stride boldly towards the emir's palace. Are there any sort of like, I don't know, cartsmen or anything like that who will just give you a ride to the palace or whatever? Anyway, my point being that I'm not gonna make a secret about where I'm going, but I'm going to try to like if
Okay.
someone follows me there, that's not a problem. I'm just trying to keep everything public, so any
Well,
kind
you
of
could
skullduggery is.
you could get the household slaves with the palanquin to come out and give you a ride.
It's perfect. Yes.
Okay. Now, do you prefer the one for men or women? The one for men has no enclosure. The one for women has kind of a box construction around it
Oh,
with
good point.
curtains.
Yeah, actually, that would be the thing to do, wouldn't it? Would be to go in the women's palanquin and just keep the curtains shut.
Yeah.
That is kind of unmanly.
You know, I'm an artist. I
Good
sort of
point.
play the board.
Good point.
Unconventional.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me another will roll. And you
Okay.
get 2 bonus dice on this one because the 2 successes from last time.
Okay. All right. So I've got a 10, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 1.
You step back inside, order up the palanquin, and shortly you are riding in privacy towards the emir's palace.
Okay.
You arrive there. Now what?
I'll get out with my bundle and approach the palace, and I will say I would like to speak with. I request an audience with the emir. If you give my name as Yalu, the musician, he will know me. I'll say that as politely as I can. I can't think of any ornate phrases offhand, but
The greeter, you come into the courtyard of the palace, and you're invited into an antechamber where you see other people waiting around, so many of which look like rich merchants and other important people of the town. And the greeter bows himself out of the room and says, "I will do as you ask." And time passes. The greeter comes in, greets other people, seats them, takes his message in. More time passes.
oh, I see.
It's taking a while.
I'll try to get I'm having trouble picturing the interior, but is there any way I can sort of, does it look like there's any like door or hall I can slip through to
Oh yes,
kind of?
it's kind of you think of it as a kind of peristyle courtyard, where it's a big square room with pillared concourses all along 3 sides, and there are several corridors that run off of each.
Okay. So I'll just sort of wander, not necessarily wander, but sort of start walking around the courtyard looking for an opportunity to trying to figure out where the emir is and looking for an opportunity to get myself under his eyes.
Well, the thing, at this time of day, he's probably in the audience room, which would be through the big doors.
Okay.
Directly, there's a set of double doors that people occasionally get invited through. So you could do that, or you could do down one of these side corridors.
Okay.
Now, there's likely to be 2 big guys with pole arms on the other side of that double door, just so you know.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll try the side then, I guess.
Skulk.
Okay.
Sneaking around.
Uh, you find yourself walking to an exterior columned concourse. So it's like a covered walkway beside a garden with fountains here and there, and pomegranate trees and flowers and things like that. And you can see the occasional person in attractive garb sitting on cushions, being served by servants various refreshments of the morning. And as you walk along, you'll find there are doors that line the concourse you're walking down. There's obviously a second story. And if you keep going, you'll find a stairway that leads up.
Okay. Sure. Are the are the greeters still walking around? Like,
Well, you left the room where they were.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna go back.
There are servants around. You could call somebody over and talk to them.
I just want to tell someone, like, find a servant and tell them that it's, it's important that I get in to see the emir. We have fought side by side with weapons in hand, and it's urgent that I speak to him.
All right. Well, make another will roll.
All right. Well, I have an 8 as my highest.
The servant bows very obsequiously and says, "Yes, Lord, yes, I shall bring your message. In the meantime, perhaps you would like to sit, and I will have refreshments brought to you in the garden."
Certainly.
Okay. Oh, hey, by the way, what did you do with the instrument? Did you leave it under your bed?
No, I'm carrying it around.
Oh, okay.
So.
It's like wrapped up. It's wrapped up, you said, like a bundle?
Yeah, it's kind of like a bundle, or like under my, like I have a drapey cloak wrap and a variety of little odds and ends.
All right. So you're sitting there, and servants bring out some chilled fruit juices for you, and some finger food, some dates, that kind of thing, some nuts. And you're sitting on a little cushion, and make a will roll, please.
Okay. I have an 8 again. And a 7.
A figure who at first appears to be a servant comes and sits down immediately beside you and puts a dagger in your ribs.
Okay. That's extreme.
Yes.
Happens.
Are you saying I'm literally stabbed right now, or
No, it's
okay.
like poking you so that you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody can see it. It's like you've got these voluminous clothes and he's got long sleeves, so but you can feel the prick of something in your side. He says, Attis of the House of Shabbat says hello and requests that you pass over a certain gift that he would greatly appreciate from you.
You know what? I say, I give him the thing and say, you know what? Yes, I will give this to Addis, but I will be there when he plays it.
Hmm.
And it is not he who will be able to master this instrument. It will be me.
Ah, uh, I see. I see. The wise one is also a prophet. Well, thank you very much. And I will ensure that Attis sends you his appreciation. The guy grabs it and he moves rapidly out of the garden.
All right. I am going to go back home, go to my room, pull out a piece of paper and write a formal challenge to a duel of
Okay.
to Addis to be delivered, not directly to him, but I will address it to his patron
Okay.
and have a servant take it to the house of
Al Shabaab. Yeah.
Al Shabab. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive. Why don't we shift scenes here to the to what Hamze is up to, or at least to check in to see what his plans
Yeah.
are. So Hamze,
Mhm. Yep.
how long do you sleep? Do you have any preparation? Do you want to go out in
Yes.
daytime, or do you want to wait?
I do want to go out in the daytime. So I sleep. I think I'm done with. I don't think I have any leftover penalties or any like I think I was tired out or I was slightly, wounded a little bit
Hmm.
during the battles, but I think I should be
Yes,
renewed by now.
I recall that
Um,
as well.
I want to, but I do want to go out in the daytime, under kind of cover of being disguised. And what I want to do is find, um, I, I want to get some poison because I want to poison Bazaar.
Okay.
Is my new thought here. That I want to get him out of the way, but I don't want him. I feel like I would be. I don't want to go in the guise of the beggar king. Like I want to go, using using my disguise to, um, find like a merchant that I know would be selling poison and be able to get something that I could, some type of like contact poison that I can like put on my blade, to for when I go after Bazaar.
Okay. So you don't want to go look up your contact, Farron the apothecary.
Oh, maybe I should. Oh wait, I do have a. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess I would go with him. Yeah, I should just go with him, but I want to swear him to secrecy. But yes, yeah.
All
I'll,
right.
I'll right. So I'll go out, but I'll be moving through the city in disguise, like undercover of like and like kind of going around as just a peasant. But I'll go to the apothecary to get this, to kind of see if he can help me get the poison.
Okay. Well, as you're moving through the streets, it becomes obvious to you that there are a lot of surreptitious underworld figures, maybe beggars, maybe uh, thieves, maybe just the poor. But it looks like there's a full-on search alert,
Mm.
and I don't imagine it to be too difficult. But I'm going to get you to roll your Gisu's
Yeah,
Gisu's what is it called? Cover.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. So that is yes. Okay, so 8 dice.
And I've got 3.
Well, you never know. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. This is like the best roll I'm gonna get all night. 4 10s,
Oh my.
and then an 8 and a 7.
Okay. Well, you've got 4 successes. My highest was a 9.
Okay.
Um, so if it becomes relevant, we have 4 dice. Um, Certainly, you make it with great concealment to Farron the apothecary's shop.
Yeah. And I think I look. I think when I get into the shop, like I stay undercover for a little bit, and I want to make sure. I want to actually draw him out, and I want to kind of make sure he's not like turned to Buzzer's side or something. Like I want to,
Ah,
I want to like
how are you going to do that?
I'll say, how would I do that? I'll say something like, maybe that's too subtle. Nah, I guess I'll just say, sorry, I'll just say, I'm going to be less subtle about this. I'm just going to say to him, I'll reveal myself to him after I real, once I make sure there's no one in here, and I'll say, I hope you, did you, I'm having a hard, I guess I don't know. I guess I will stay in disguise. Sorry. Yeah, I'll stay in disguise and I'll say, I'll say to him, or stay undercover, and I'll say to him, what, I heard, I'll say like, oh, I heard rumor that that you are uh, a friend of Hamzi, the beggar king. What news do you have of him? I have, I've traveled far seeking him.
So Farron is this 40 something individual with a shaved face and um, very long features. And he's got this intense black eyes that study you. And you know from the past that he's a very cool customer.
Yeah.
He doesn't expose a lot of emotion. Um, and he looks you up and down and he says, I fear that you may have come too late, for I have heard that there is an overthrow that has happened in the underworld.
Yes. And then I'll say, um, you know, I have heard that too. And then I'll kind of reveal, like, then I'll kind of I'll like pull the Gisu's back the kind of hood off me and reveal myself as myself. But I can assure you that, um, uh, we have, he who, the wheel of fate will continue to turn, and he who has, sits in my throne now, will not be there much longer, old friend.
Okay, so you see a slight flicker of expression at this sudden revelation, and maybe even um, like a little twist of a smile on one side of his mouth as he seems to be thinking to himself. And he looks and says, well, this is good news. I had some concerns about how business would be with the new regime.
I kick myself for ever allowing Bazur that far into my confidences and allowed him to get so close. I always knew he was a bit of a snake, but I mistook him for a tame snake. But I won't make that mistake again. Um, and I come to you seeking some concoction, some poison, to help me rid of him once and for all. I would look for something, what have you that would that would cause a man to be unable to move, and make them make them as if they were dying, or make them as if they were a corpse, though they still may breathe.
Aha. Well, he goes to the front of his shop and closes his door and puts the bar down. And then he waves you to, you're familiar with, there's a back room where he keeps more clandestine stuff.
Yeah.
And goes through a couple of shelves looking, and pulls down a chest and opens it out. And this is my collection of exotic poisons, and we have the venom, the desiccated venom of the black snake, and we
I like that.
Dust of the yellow lotus.
Okay.
And finally, we have the essence of the blue bloater fish. And he pulls out they're delivered in spines, so he pulls out a spine and shows it to you.
I like that.
So, what exactly you're wishing to actually have him continue to live?
Yes. I wish him to, I wish to make him, I mean, I wish to keep him alive, but in a position where he is no longer
Blind, for example.
no longer a threat to me.
How are you hoping to be able to deliver each of these? The spine you would have to insert into his body.
I have no doubt that I cannot, but get close enough to do that. He's, he's on guard for me now. He knows I stalk him, but his best, he knows I save the best secrets for myself. Like he doesn't know quite, the only reason he managed to waylay me before was through the basest trickery, but now that I am aware that he is my enemy, like I will be able to I will be able to get close to him without him knowing.
So something close and that would enter the bloodstream would be something that would appeal to you, because there is also the yellow lotus dust, for example, can be inhaled, but it doesn't last as long. And the black snake venom has to actually be on a substantial cut.
I like the dust and the quill. I'll get them both.
Oh.
I'll purchase them both from you, and I'll
all right. Well, shall we talk about cost then?
Yes.
What resources do you have while you're no longer on the throne?
I think I would have had. I mean, I think I would have brought like some new. I mean, knowing that I would come here, I would have had some kind of thing stored away, like some
emergency money.
Stored away, emergency money. Yeah, and I might be, you can say that I'd be running low on it or whatever, but I think I'd have.
I think that unless you want to bargain with him, the prices that he wants for these things is basically going to expend all your emergency money.
I think that's fair. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right.
I won't bargain with him. I want to keep him in my favor, and I will need him again at some point for my potions and such.
Okay. So from here, he gives you 3 of the quills. He says, a large man-like brazier may require 2 or even 3 of them for full effect.
Hmm.
And the other one was the yellow lotus dust.
Yes.
Yeah. It gives you enough doses. It says it comes in. He'll prepare a papyrus reed,
Yeah.
and so that you can blow it up. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
And just remind you to break the wax seal on the ends before you use it. So,
Okay.
yeah. And that one is probably only good enough for one person, or it'll only work once. But if you've got maybe 2 or 3 people in a really close group, you might be able to hit them all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, so and just as a just to talk about mechanics here, each of these things are going to work like a 5 dice hold power with a power of 5. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, so you have acquired your poison. Do you have any further wishes at this time?
No, no, I don't have any. Not at the moment. I'll want to. I mean, so and then my next step is going to be to. I want to. I guess I want to try to track down Berserk somehow.
What's your strategy for that?
I think I would want to try to make use of my knowledge of all the kind of secret passage, like kind of secret ways around the city,
Mm-hmm.
and also my knowledge of where he's likely to be. I kind of want to and yeah, and kind of see. I'll take my time. Like I feel like I'm not really in a rush now, so kind of I'm willing to take the time to like slowly um uh like sneak around, follow guys, like look for like guys that I know are Berserk's like close lieutenants, and kind of follow where they're going. And I'm I mean, I'm essentially thinking of like something like in Champions, like detective work skill or something like that. But I'm
Well, this was my question. Are you going
yeah.
to just go to places where you know he's been, or are you going to go to places where you can know that you can ask questions or listen in on what
I
people
want
are
to
saying about him?
I want to listen because I can use Gisu to kind of has enhanced hearing, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to be like sneaking around and listening for um like what people are saying about where he is. But I'm not going to talk to people because I don't want to this time around I don't want to like anyone, I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing, but I'm going to kind of be skulking and listening and hearing what people are saying. And I can use that like his like Gisu's power to hear more.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And and otherwise
Okay. Sounds like a great
move
plan.
around and do that.
Are you going to do that? It's like the late afternoon. It's like 3:00, and sundown around here is going to be around 6:37. Are you going to start going to these haunts now, or are you going to
I'll
wait
wait
till
till
dark?
dark. I'll wait till darkness and
Okay, I
it'll
thought
make
you
me
might.
it easier for me to like also sneak around.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'll go back to my safe house and like break some, I'll get like a loaf of bread. Like I'll kind of surreptitiously like steal like a loaf of bread on the way back to the safe house, and eat the bread and get ready for the night.
Mm-hmm. All right, Yalu, you complete your letter of challenge and send it off by messenger to the house of Al Shaba, and you're waiting, hoping to have a quick response, I guess.
Hmm.
I guess that's what I'm hoping.
Okay. Well, as you're waiting, um, uh, maybe I'll just place you in uh, the manor house's garden with the high walls that surround all of these merchant houses. And so you've got a garden, and again, it's got water feature, and it's got trees, fruit-bearing trees, and flowers and that kind of thing. And you might be out there with an instrument practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, when one of the house servants comes to you and says, "Master, there is a man at the door asking for you.
Okay.
He is very strange."
I'll get up briskly and go to the door. I'll think about it and
Or should I show him in?
even better, show him in.
Okay. So a minute later, the servant returns, and he is giving strange glances to this tall, thin figure that's wrapped up in desert garb.
Okay.
And you recognize the mysterious stranger whose music you first heard that inspired you to seek the instrument of the old ones.
Oh, wow.
And if you would roll your lore, please.
The lore is only one. I got a 5.
5 is the best number you got.
Yes, the only number I got. My lore is
Oh,
one.
you've got a 1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's got an eye. You get like a little bit of uncomfortableness
Okay.
around him. And the servant seats him, gets a cushion and seats him across the little brass table that's in front of you. And the stranger sits down and says, "I hear you've made the contact. You have made the trip to the underworld and returned."
I have, yes, although it didn't go. Things haven't turned out entirely to my liking.
That's unfortunate.
Is there something I can help you with? I certainly appreciated your song, but
I came to teach you another song.
well, I would be grateful.
Okay. And from a basket weaved case, he brings out his own. What is that? A lyre. That's what the old instrument was. Is kind of a lyre, and brings it out, and he starts to play, and then he sings in this. It's in your language, but it's a very archaic form, and as you listen to it, you feel it's almost like the world around you kind of goes into this out of focus but extremely bright, detailed experience.
No.
and you can feel that something's going on here. And he sings this song that's about the wonder of the old ones and how they dominated the world and brought all the good to the animals and creatures upon the planet, and fought off the eldritch monsters from Azathoth, and this kind of thing. So he goes through and sings this ode, and then he looks at you and says, "Okay, now you play it."
Okay. I will repeat his words. I think I'm up for this. I'll say it back to him as well as I remember it.
Okay. Roll your cover.
Okay.
I'm rolling one dice.
I have a 10, 8, 6, 5, 5.
Wow. Okay. How many dice was that?
5 dice.
Yeah. Okay. You have a 5 dice advantage. You have a 5 dice bonus to that you can distribute amongst contacting, summoning, and binding. You can only use each dice once, so you're gonna have to be judicious about what you do with it. But now you've got an ode to the old ones.
Oh, okay.
And I'll get you to make a will roll.
Okay. I have a 10, 7, 7, 5, 1.
Wow. You get, from listening to the ode, it becomes quite clear to you that the old instrument that you're yearning to control requires, it has a desire to bring the worship of the old ones back, and it has a need to hear odes to the old ones.
Okay.
So the mysterious stranger has just given you an offering that you can bring to it when you summon it, or when you bind it, rather.
Okay.
You know.
Nice.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any? He sits there and he nods and says, "Well done."
I will thank him and say, "I trust I will not disappoint you."
I don't believe you will. The stars appear to be properly aligned.
So the bonus is to what now? Contacting, summoning, binding.
Any of the sorceress rituals you might use for the.
Any of the rituals.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you only use each dice once, so you can't get multiple.
Understood.
You may have to decide where it's most important.
Gotcha.
All right. So, well, he will sit there and he will drink his fruit juice and sit quietly.
I'll tell him I thank you for what you've taught me. I'll give him some kind of gift. I'll find something like an old book. Like, I'll go to my collection of weird, irreverent books and poetry and give him one of my best pieces, let's say, and say, I'd like you to have this if you will accept it from me. I think you'll find the outlook very broad-minded in a way that the old ones might appreciate.
You were most gracious.
Now
Go on.
I have some errands in the city, so I hate to rush off, but
As you will. And he gets up, and you have a servant lead him out.
yeah.
I mean, that would be the the traditional way of dealing with it.
Anyway.
And before he leaves, before he's more than 6 feet away, he turns and says, "I will be watching." And then he leaves.
Okay. After he's gone, I want to return to the. I'll spend the evening in the bazaar, looking for old Tarsh, possibly knocking on his door again.
Okay, well, you should. Well, wait a minute here.
Can't remember. Do I have a way? John? Did we establish any other point of contact between our characters other than old Tarsh? I can't remember.
I don't think so. Yeah. Once I like get back to being the beggar king, you can just ask any beggar. But
Yeah, right. That's the problem.
yeah.
Okay, well, so if you want to go look up old Tarsh, it shouldn't be too difficult. He's got business hours now, so
Okay.
as it were, consultation hours. He's like the wise man of the underworld.
Okay.
So, did you have something that you wanted in particular? Greetings, oh Yalu,
yes,
savior of my life.
I would like to speak again with your I don't know if that's offensive when I call Hamza as master or if that's the correct relationship. But I must speak again with Hamza, the Beggar King. There are things he may know that I do not.
It could be difficult to find him. He is a difficult person to find if he doesn't want to be found. I can certainly put the word out.
Anything you could do, I'd appreciate.
But there is a danger in that the would-be king of the beggars has put out a bounty on Hamza. And should I send out a message for other people to look for him through the network, there's going to be, that will probably reach Bazour. And you may find that someone comes and looks for you to ask what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Well, you know, I already have enemies. What's a few more?
Like it.
Okay. Old Tarsh calls out the window, and like a 8-year-old boy comes running up, and how shall we word this? Do you want Hamza to send message to you here or somewhere else? Or
just you know, I will meet him in the. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how to stage this. Like I want to meet him in. I want to meet him in person in the bazaar, I guess.
so you name a particular shop or something?
Yeah, I will be singing in the square. Oops, we lost John.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyway.
Want to pause here for a minute?
Ritual we did.
Do we do punish?
I think so, but we did a ritual in the sewers, right?
Yes.
Not sewer, catacombs.
Yeah.
And so I was singing to support you when you did the ritual,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. That's how it worked.
So that's the song. The message I'm going to give is that I'm going to be, I'm looking for him. I'm singing in the bazaar, and I will be singing a song that he has heard me sing before, referring
And you'd be
that.
going there nightly to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Old Tarsh will have the street urchin take this message and distribute it amongst the beggars and street urchins network, and hopefully Hamza will come to hear of it at some point. Okay, and we'll switch back to Hamza, and he's. I've already forgotten. You're waiting till nighttime.
Wait until nighttime, and then I'm going to use
you're going to lurk around and listen in on.
Yeah, using Gisu's ability to give me enhanced hearing and.
Okay.
Enhanced.
Well, let's start by the lurking part of things, which would be Gisu's cover again.
Okay. This time the high die is 9, 2 9s.
Okay. So you succeed at lurking around without being detected, and you visit some of the gathering places of the ne'er-do-wells and underworld. And if you would then make the power roll for listening.
Listen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This one a 10 and a 9.
Okay.
My high dice.
What's your lowest dice?
My lowest dice is a 2.
Okay. My only score was a 1. So you are lurking in your various haunts, and information you gather is Buzur is remaining in the hall of the Beggar King, and well protected. And not only that, but he has made a deal with some kind of sorcerer or other, and they are releasing a beast that will hunt down and destroy Hamza in the streets of Shadrazar. And what else? Oh yeah, and there's also some whispering around. But have you heard that there's some musician is also looking for Hamza? And then you can actually overhear the message being transferred. Is like, meet me. I will be performing a song, in the bazaar at night. So you've got lots of information.
Okay. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll well, I guess that guy, the musician guy did I hear the whole message, like how he fought with me, right? So so I'm interested in what that guy wants. So I will I'm gonna go to the bazaar and I'm gonna be like watching from afar, and I want to see if because I figure I'm smart enough to know that if kind of what you told Rod, that this might have made him a target. So what I'll want to do is watch Yalu perform, but then not make any contact, but then follow Yalu back to wherever Yalu's going. Sort of make sure that no one is on his trail before I make contact with him. Very very tradecraft spy thing stuff here going on. And I want to see if someone else has the same idea to follow him to find me.
Yeah, I think that it'll be fairly obvious to you, given Now you're using Gisu's power quite a bit, so just want to
I
make a
know,
note
I
of
know.
that.
I'm gonna have to.
But if you're using your cover power, you won't have a problem spotting. Uh, in fact, two different people watching Yalu while he performs, and they look like they're runners. So like they're
Hmm.
they're people who are probably connected with. They can run to where there's some thugs hanging out, or they can run and take a message or follow Yalu if Yalu travels somewhere.
Yeah, because I don't want to. What did I say? Uh, well, yeah, I don't want to make contact with them here with those guys about, but I'll wait till Yalu's done and then see if they follow him um, back to wherever he's going.
Okay. Well, Yalu, the evening wears on. I'll get you to make not a cover roll, a will roll.
Okay. I have a 9-7-6-5.
Oh yeah, you have no problem becoming aware that there are individuals. There at least one individual who seems to be lurking around, uh, showing up wherever you happen to be.
Okay.
And you sing a couple songs. I imagine what you do is you sing part of your repertoire, and then you sing the song that you hope Hamze recognizes, and then
Yeah.
do a bit more. And
Yeah,
you're
pretty much.
you're sitting there in a street musician's garb, and so people will throw coins to you occasionally.
Okay. I mean, at some point, I'll, after I've decided that perhaps I won't hear from him tonight, I'll gather up my coins and,
Hmm.
leave the bazaar and sort of do a similar thing I did earlier where I, kind of transition out of the bazaar neighborhood and like change my clothes or get rid of my rags and the rag that's draped over me and just walk home in my regular clothes.
Hmm.
Since you mentioned that there are people, although since you mentioned that I know that there's some people watching me, I'll sort of try to keep an eye on whether they're actually following me out of the bazaar and how far they're following me.
Okay. Um, well, again, will contest.
Right. 10, 8, 5, 2, 1.
Oh. So you're aware of being followed by two people who essentially take turns moving to one corner and then cutting down a side street and meeting you. And they're being quite clandestine about it, but you're starting to pick up on this stuff.
Am I being followed by Hamza?
Yeah, but you probably can't see me.
That's right. You've got like,
I don't know.
stability.
Yeah, just for laughs, let's have Hamza roll his cover.
Okay. Well, 009.
Yeah, I think so. You're unaware
Yeah.
of that, although he's aware of these two guys and you, and you have the option of losing the two guys if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shake him. Just
Well, I'm just going to give that to you because of your success. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Now, of course, they know where you live. So, but do you want to go back home, or do you want to
I want
go
to.
somewhere else?
I'll see that he loses them, and I'll take advantage of it to this like break to like kind of come up next to kind of be like walking like kind of walk next to him and talk. But I'm in cover, so he probably won't recognize it as me. But just as if I'm just like a passing by.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna use the cover to now appear more like a noble, which is one of the things I can do.
Okay.
But I kind of want to be sort of appear at his side somewhat quickly and say like, I am I am close to the one you seek. What message do you wish to give to him?
Um, I was hoping to have a drink with him myself. I have quite a long tale to tell.
Hmm.
At this point, you hear a scream from down the street, and in fact, multiple screams.
Something coming for me. We should get out of perhaps that can be arranged, but it seems like this might not be a safe spot for us to continue this talk. Is there any place, do I see any place I can kind of hide or get into, or
roll your Beggar King.
Yep.
Cover. I rolled a 5.
10 and 2 6s.
Okay. What kind of cover do you want?
Well, I've like maybe some type of like it'd be nice if I could get to like a
tunnel entrance that no one knows about but you.
I don't want to be on a kind of raised above. If I can see like a building where there's like a balcony that I could like get up on.
Oh, sure. You can do the Thief of Baghdad thing and
yeah,
go up a series of awnings and lesser buildings and get up on top of some crenellated wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Decorated wall, so you can look down on things.
So that I'm kind of like looking down on the street to see what's going on, or if I can see what's kind of what's causing the scream.
Okay. So and you help Yalu up there as well, or
yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to stay down here where all the screams are happening.
And I think as I do that, I drop the cover, my Gisu's cover, and you can see that it is actually Hamze. And I'll kind of smile. Haha, that's my trick.
Okay, so you are now crouching on this rooftop, looking down, and wondering what the heck is coming out of this side street, when several people run out in panic, dropping things left and right, and a long blood-colored tongue comes out and wraps around one of them and sucks it back in out of sight around the corner, and you hear some screaming, and then you hear ka-thump, 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 and that hops around the corner. It is a massive toad-like monster with carnivorous teeth.
Yeah.
And it waves its head from side to side, and it finishes swallowing what it's eating, and then it starts shooting its tongue out like a snake, scenting. Okay. And right now you don't have a power on. Well, actually, Yalu. Let's see. What is that going to be against? Would you prefer to use, Yalu, would you prefer to hide using stealth or, well, actually, this is kind of, it's actually written down as soul perception. He smells souls. So I think you have to roll your will.
Okay.
Both of us, or just Yalu?
Just Yalu.
Real small. All right. That's not great. I have an 8 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2.
Okay, so my two highest were 9 and 10. So
excellent. Great.
So as you crouch down there, feeling this weird sensation of what it's almost like it can smell my soul. It looks up. It's bleary, big yellow eyes. Look up in your direction, and you can see it hunkering down to jump. And I'm going to end our session right there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Fair enough. Nice. That's good.
What do you mean? Uh-oh.
Is that well, anyways, I'll find out.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Well, we'll carry on in the next session.
Sounds good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Keep on.
I'm going to stop recording.
All right.